Hi everyone, welcome to AIpreneurs Success Stories. We have Deb today as our guest. I'm your host, and today we are going to speak about AI. We're going to speak about the Deb success story, how she joined AIpreneurs, and how she 57x her business in only a couple of months. Hi Deb.
Hey, hi everybody. Thank you for having me.
No problems. We're glad to have you here. So tell everyone about how it all started. Maybe you can start about a little bit of your journey. What were you doing before you joined AIpreneurs? And you can just go back as much as you want.
Sure. So I am originally from New York, the Bronx, and I'm youngest of seven. And I always had the spirit in me to become an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. But being the youngest of seven and having a family generational poverty where no one in my family can say that they're a millionaire or even made more than well, I don't know, maybe some can say, but overall I just felt as if I was starting out at a negative, at a minus, and it would be a hard climb trying to be successful. And it's been years, right? It's been decades, it's been hardship, it's been illness, and I even was sick for 10 years, in and out of the hospital. But even within the midst of despair, I was determined inside of me to make my entrepreneurship journey work. And there's no stopping me. There's no excuses. There's no barriers that I don't want to knock down. And I have. About a decade ago, I started to transition from accounting. I have an accounting degree, and I was doing bookkeeping and QuickBooks, and it was so, hands-on and technical and boring. And I wanted to do something different. So I moved to Philadelphia and Pennsylvania to start brand new, and became manager of a cell phone store selling $30 phones on Broad Street, making, I don't know, $2 commission on each. And I felt like even though I was promoted and became the manager of several stores, I felt like there's something more, right? There's something more inside of me, this burning desire in my gut that I really can be beyond, very successful entrepreneur. So from there, my car broke down on the side of the road in front of this vacant lot. And I'm like, oh God, this lot. And I'm going in telling him how horrible it is. And he tells me how it's, multi-million-dollar property. And I'm like, what? Where? And he explained, he did the layout, he did the design for me. And I said, real estate is for me. And my first year, I sold, listed 64 homes, and I sold half of them. Speaking of strangers, like cold outreach.
So when was it that you started getting into real estate?
The desire to do more than sell $30 phones, right? And that pursuit to really match my value with my effort. A lot of times we have a lot of effort, but the value that we get, our rate of return is so low. And, some people are comfortable with that. And I never will be until my value matches my effort. And so I felt real estate was the next thing.
And when did you get into real estate?
Over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's been a roller coaster ride. Real estate is up and down. It's, it's not consistent because you're dependent on the completion of a transaction based on several people. You got the lawyer, you have the transaction coordinator, you have the title company, you have the buyer agent, you have the lender. Like all of these people have to come together in sync. It's almost like a miracle, when a transaction makes it. And so when I stumbled on you.
Yes, what did make you into the AI?
I became obsessed with it, right? When it came out in 23. And I knew that was something that will take my business to the next level, but I didn't know how. And I didn't know
how to use it,
the mechanics behind it, how to prompt it, how to make it, spit out something that makes sense, input, processes, and output. They have to match up. And I didn't understand it. And I was missing that one piece. And someone in the Skool community said a tenor peddler is like off the hook. She has this insane offer for Black Friday.
Yeah.
And, he was like just raving about you. And so I found you on the Skool games. You
Yeah.
was on leaderboard and you was like bypassed everyone. It was such a huge gap between where you were and where the other people were. And you ended up winning in November. And December 1st, I looked for your community and I tried to join. It was like 10K or so. No, it was 5K.
Yeah.
Like it was annual. So I was like, oh my gosh, shut us out. She's only taking big people. And so I became obsessed, like just checking it every day. But in the meantime, I joined the free community. And then from there, I was reached out, right? You want me to share that story?
Yeah, you can share the story.
So
how did it all started?
So I joined the free community and I felt like I was in a transitional time and I needed more help with pulling all the pieces together because by then, with meta ads and with trying to run a business, it's not only just a cash drain, but it's exhausting, and it was the end of the year and I was at the brink and I felt like, how am I going to, move on? And I wrote this very compassionate letter to Kabor, your partner, because he had mentioned something about hardship.
Yeah.
In one of the live trainings.
Yeah, that was like a live coaching session.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I felt the connection and I reached out with this really compassionate letter. And he opened the course for me. Like what a generous gift, what kindness. And
I do remember your compassionate message.
Yeah. Yeah. And from there, I probably spent 7 days without sleep taking the course, and it all unlocked everything that I was looking for. It like the light bulb went on and the floodgates opened. And from there, I was able to 57x my business by February. And that's like, maybe 6 weeks later.
That's amazing. Yeah. So the course that she's talking about, AIpreneurs Agency Accelerator, it's a course that teaching about all of the top AI softwares and prompting. So what particular module was your favorite that you implemented?
Client acquisition.
Cold
outreach.
Yeah.
You showed how to get clients without spending any money. And that right there is what a lot of people struggle with. Because the cost to acquire a client, again, may exceed the value or what you have to offer. And in this case, it was how to reach out and start AI agency cold, like 7 strategies. And, I ran with a few of them. They worked. And, here I am on the beach here in
Miami Beach. She flew all the way for this podcast.
Yeah. So, what you can achieve within a short period of time is possible if you believe it, if you connect with the right people. And Atena is definitely the right person. She's so kind and generous with her knowledge, with her time, her commitment. And when you connect with the right people, you will definitely be able to succeed as well. And the AI space this is like the year the doors close, I think.
That's it.
If you don't get it, and if you're not in it right now, by the end of the year, it's too late. You're going to be in Tent City somewhere. Sorry. Sorry to tell you, but this is the year where it takes off.
Very good. So let's go back to the when you did the AI Accelerator course and I started doing some cold outreach. So tell to the audience, how did you start? Like, what was the absolute first thing that you did? And then to all the beginners that are watching this and they want to learn AI, so they can see what they're possible. And what did you do? So you took the course for 7 days. Mm-hmm. You basically learned it. And what did you do after that?
I implemented it. So while I was learning, while I was taking a module, I implemented the module. So it was course on there. Well, it was a module about being omnipresent and doing 90 days of social media. And you describe it. I don't even think it was Sub Magic, but it was another one.
Clap.
At Clap.
Yeah.
And you mentioned at the very end, there is Sub Magic.
Yeah.
And I went on there and I like that one better than Clap. I, immediately implemented everything, created 90 days worth of social media within a few hours.
Wow. So you basically started posting it. Which channels did you post?
I post on YouTube.
YouTube.
And Instagram.
So did you have any followers in YouTube prior to that?
Minimum followers, maybe, I don't know, 50 on Instagram.
Okay.
And, so I mean, and you don't need a huge social media following to get clients because one client saw it on there, hired me from one of those videos. So, and that was just one strategy. There was other ones like email, reaching out people, and, just some simple like language that I used that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I did have a database, right? So I used the email strategies, workflow.
The first module of the AIpreneurs marketing mastery mapping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the best module.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Like I said, it unlocked the door. It, turned the light on in my brain, and there's like no stopping me.
That's good. So you started going omnipresent and started reaching out, cold outreach. So what was your offer?
So I did I'll fly to you and set up everything on your computer, your AI, your marketing, and I'll teach you how to get 2 listings per month.
So how much a month?
So I started out doing $9.97 a month.
Okay.
And now I'm at $20K a month.
$20K a month. Wow. Yeah. So only started like 2 months ago?
2 months ago.
And already she's selling high tickets.
Yeah.
So how do you sell your high ticket at the moment? Is it just through the discovery calls or you do webinars?
I do webinars. So I copy your system, which is the webinar opt-in, the meta ads to the webinar opt-in to the discovery call. And from the discovery call, I sign up the client from there.
From how many calls that you can close a 20K offer?
Well, in the beginning, it's a little hard. And
you did the sales master course?
Yeah, that is really hard. But as you do more and more comfortable, the more confident you get. So I'm probably at 30%.
So yeah, that's basically good. So who's your niche? Is it just real estate still?
So it's real estate, small business. So
yeah,
small business and real estate agents have the same pain. They struggle with trying to get 2 transactions per month.
Okay, so and what is your promise to them? Like you take them from 2 transactions to how many?
I take them from 0 to 2.
0 to 2.
Yeah, in 90 days. So and keep it consistent. So if you can consistently make 2 transactions per month, anywhere in the country, right? Any market in real estate or even with a small business, you're making over 6 figures.
Oh, right, because they do have a very, very high ticket. How much they make per transaction?
About 15 to 18,000 per transaction.
Okay, so you're basically bringing between 30 to 40K a month.
Correct.
And how much they spend with you to have that much?
20K.
20K. So they basically guarantee it's going to get the return investment back.
Right.
Level of that.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to get a return on investment.
And the 20K is a one-off or is monthly?
It's one-off.
One-off. So they get a lot more because then they get 2 transactions a month.
Right. They get 2 transactions.
Yeah.
For 12
They
months.
get a return investment back first month, basically.
Correct.
That's really good. Can I sign up?
Sure. Let me send you my calendar. Yeah. So, and, I just feel like that this is not only just helping them get 2 transactions a month, but also teaching them AI. Right? AI is really important. You can't have a business in 2025 and beyond and not use AI. It'll be impossible to compete. Another thing I learned was how to clone yourself.
Yeah. Hey,
right?
Jen.
How to clone yourself. So that omnipresence was all throughout the training.
Yeah.
And you talk about how you used it for yourself.
Yeah.
And how you grew from, making, I think, 0 to 300K in
Yeah.
1 month.
That's correct.
Right. And so that same system, I admire that. So I model what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tony Robbins said, if you want to succeed in business or life, you need to model who they already succeeded.
Right.
That's the whole thing. So tell everyone a little bit about the like AIpreneurs Business Lab and your marketing. Like, how do you use it for your marketing?
So within the community of AIpreneurs is a business lab. There's also software. So it's just not a community. It's just not networking with, your fellow entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, those that are on the grind every day. You also have access to software. It's called the AI Business Lab. And in this lab, you can literally create your business with a couple of clicks of a button. And within, probably a half a day, have your business, the whole structure, most of the back office set up within half a day in the AI Business Lab. So you can create just by copying what you have already and then put it in there.
Do you use AIpreneurs Business Lab for fulfillment of those clients?
I do. I use it for my clients. And
so what do you do with it? Like, what are your top 3 favorite tools?
Email workflow.
Yeah.
Right. So finding the niche.
Yeah.
To know the value ladder, what they want, their niche. I use it for the email workflow, SMS, and I also use it for the funnel.
Funnel building. And you use the modeling part of it?
Yes. So you can model any successful business by copying it and going into the lab. And when a click of a button, and you'll get exactly what someone else created that's successful, but in your own voice, in your own tone for your business.
That's good. So 57 extra business in 4 weeks. That's pretty amazing break record. So what is next, Deb? What is your goal?
I don't know. You tell me.
We were just discussing before the podcast about the launching a new offer for Deb. So how do you feel about your new offer? Maybe you can tell everyone what the new offer is. And there's a lot of businesses out there that would be in desperate need of your offer.
Yeah, we're talking about launching a 100K offer for setting up AI from nothing to something within, for a year worth of, same thing we're talking about, workflow, omnipresence, social media, and sales funnel.
So basically done for your AI, plugging into your business.
Correct.
For social media, for marketing, for the sales, appointment book, everything. So if you want to have the AI implemented in your system, that's what the Deb's new offer is going to be, to basically implement everything for your AI as a done for you service. So you implement it once, she train you on that, how to use it, and then you can enjoy saving so much money on payroll.
Yeah, I've become an expert in it. Not like you, but I'm an expert
on it. You're amazing.
When it comes to implementing, right, executing, and learning from what you did and doing the same.
So this is quite absolutely possible, going from 0 to mastery in like 2 months. From not knowing anything about AI to basically absolutely master all the automation, funnel building, email marketing, social media, and to be able then to provide those services as a high ticket to give value to other businesses. Because we got lots of the students, right? Some of the students, they still haven't learned anything. Why? Because they're not consuming the content. Well, what I like about the Deb is that she literally went and consumed the entire content and she executed at the same time. Maybe, Deb, you can tell to our audience, how do you learn and execute at the same time? Like, what is your secret sauce about how you monetize the learning immediately?
Absolutely. You have to take the trainings, pause it, and do the exercise. You can't just sit there and watch all of the training and not do the work. You watch the training, do the work. You have 2 monitors, one here, one there, 2 computers. You watch it here, you do it, pause it, do it, pause it. You have to be active learner.
And who did you learn it from?
Antenna. You say it, you say it in the video. I mean, you say it a lot of times.
Monetize the learning immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So what is next? What is your goal for the end of 2024? Let's just do some future cast. let's say it's in December 2024, 5, and we are about to celebrate New Year, and you're sitting there reflecting on the whole year. What do you see? What do you
I
want
don't
to
know.
see?
Maybe I'm in Miami, right?
You live in
on the
Miami.
beach. Yeah, I definitely want a lake house.
Oh, that's beautiful. Lake house.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Wow.
And I love to start making 100K a month, right? But not just earning 100K a month, having that the value I put out there in the universe match what I give, and that's my goal.
That's amazing. I love it. From 1 to 10, how certain you are you're gonna achieve your goal?
15.
Oh wow, I love it.
So
15.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
Yeah, because I mean it's so possible right now with AI, right? And
You could do that.
Right. Also people proximity and all of those things.
You nearly made like a 6-figure, nearly close to the 6-figure in only like 2 months.
Right.
Then 100K 6-figure a month, but enough to share is 100% possible.
Absolutely.
You know you did that. So with the 100K offer, we're planning for Deb to get 10 clients, and then she makes $1 million with 10 clients only.
Yep.
10 business to plug it in the AI automation into the marketing and sales. That's absolutely. So what is your last words? What do you want to say to the audience? Like, there are some beginners that watching this and they have limited belief that they might be sitting in a position that you were 2 months ago.
Sure. Don't feel as if you need money to get started. You just need desire. You need to know that you can do it. And then all of the resources will come to you. Just have that desire and have that commitment that you can do this and it will happen. You can start with nothing and create something within a matter of weeks. AI expedites your success. So as long as you're in with the right community, the right people, making good decisions, you should do this today. I encourage you to join a community. If you need me, I can help you. I can help you get started. I can help, you get things set up on the computer. I can teach you how to use the lab quickly so you're not wasting time with trying to figure out how to use it. So I encourage you to, come on the other side. The future is here. You're invited.
That's amazing. And Deb is our AIpreneurs game winner in February. She's we launched the AIpreneurs game in February, and she's the first winner. She absolutely went all in. Amazing. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much, Deb, for sharing your story. Lots of nuggets, and thank you for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
From Miami Beach.